We're back. We're going to read Smart Words Reader, Migration. We're going to do the intro in chapter 1 for this recording, and we'll catch the rest of the book later on. Introduction. Animals on the move. All over the world, millions of animals are on the move. They thunder across the land in huge herds. They swim across the oceans and the sea. They wing their way across continents through the air. Why are so many animals always moving from one place to another? To survive, animals need food and water. They also need a safe place to live and have their young. To find that place, animals often have to move on or migrate. Migration is a large-scale movement of an animal species from one place to another. It is a kind of adaptation or change that helps animals survive in their environment. Migration is called a behavioral adaptation because it has to do with how animals behave or act. Animals that migrate are survivors. They pass down their migration routes from one generation to another. A young animal is born with the instinct. Remember that instinct means a behavior that is inborn rather than learned. So a young animal is born with this instinct to migrate. Like its ancestors, it stays on the move to survive. How many miles do you travel to get to school, to visit a grandparent? Chances are most animals migrate much, much farther. So there's going to be a picture here, and it shows different animals and that migrate. Chapter 1, On the Land. What animal holds the land record for longest migration? It's a caribou, also known as reindeer. Caribou live in one of the coldest places on Earth, the Arctic tundra. During the summer, the caribou graze on plants that grow in the far north. Adult caribou can eat up to 12 pounds of food a day. But when winter arrives, food becomes scarce. Scarce means there's not that much of it around. The first snow sends a message to the caribou to head south. They travel in huge herds across the tundra to their warmer winter homes. In all the Arctic regions, nearly 3 million caribou are on the move. When summer arrives again, the caribou head back north. What kind of caribou migrate the farthest? It's the porcupine caribou herd of Canada. They complete a round trip seasonally, which is a migration of up to 3,000 miles over land. That's a world record. That's crazy. You're going to see caribou doing some of their migration in water. Look at that. Those are caribou. And they're swimming. Maybe it's a river, huh? A wild trip. The Serengeti, that's located in Africa, is a huge plain that stretches across the African countries of Kenya and Tanzania. It is home to zebras, wildebeest, we learned about those, gazelles, lions, and many other African animals. It is also home to one of the most awesome migrations on Earth. The Serengeti has seasons that alternate, that means switch back and forth, between dry and rainy. To survive, many animals have to stay on the move, to follow the rain and the food it provides. Millions make this 1,000 to 1,800 mile journey each year. Let me read that again because that's crazy to think about. Millions of animals make this journey, and it's 1,000 to 1,800 miles each year, including giant herds of wildebeest. That's what we learned about. From December to March, the wildebeest graze on grasses in the southeastern part of the Serengeti. After a few months, the herd follows the rain to the west and then the north. In August, they reach the Mara River. There is fresh grass on the other side of the river, but animals must risk their lives to reach it. The Mara is full of crocodiles. The crocodiles devour many of the slower, weaker wildebeests. Others drowned in the river's strong current. Still more die in the wild stampede of thousands of animals. The animals that get across the Mara survive to make the journey another year. Oh my gosh, you guys. You're going to see these pictures, and it's got wildebeest and zebras running all over each other. That is crazy. On the march. Deep in the rainforest of Costa Rica, hungry army ants are on the march. Why are they called army ants? Because they travel in armies of up to 1 million ants. Because they travel in armies, these killer ants eat everything in their way. Ants, insects, lizards, spiders, even snakes. Army ants are always looking for food. When they have eaten everything in one place, they move to another. Every 3 weeks, they're on the march. The huge colonies of ants migrate from place to place in huge swarms at night. Ooh. In their march to survive, the ants travel up to 9 miles a year. That doesn't sound like much compared to other land migrations, but ants are tiny insects. In one night, they march a distance that equals a human running a marathon. Oh. Oof. If I came across that, I would be running the other way. Look at that. Oh. All right, that is it for today. Have a great day.